Ah, Wu is back, Ghostmates. Looking for a class that's not just handsome and slick, but also takes a bit of nerve to play? Well, congrats. Elementalist is made for warriors who love a challenge. He's got the looks, the lightning, the blade, and the style. Total cool factor. But let's be real, he's a glass cannon. His skills aren't the most busted, and when the fight breaks out, he can go from hero to fireworks real quick. Still, the energy? Immaculate. Thunderstorm Temple, heed my command. Witness my one blade, wolf in the clouds. Sounds epic, right? But sometimes he shouts it and hits the ground before the thunder even rolls in. Here's the thing though, picking Elementalist isn't about being the strongest. It's about the vibe. You play for the love of it, for the honor, for the drama. He's got the drip, the swordplay, the attitude. Maybe not meta, but absolutely unforgettable. When you've got style, who needs tier lists? Winning or losing comes after. You play to enjoy the ride. And hey, don't worry. Wu's here to make the hard stuff easy. I'll walk you through all the builds and tricks to make sure your Elementalist can keep up. Or even clap, the classes he's meant to counter. But wait up. Before we dive into the real deal, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so Wu can keep bringing you more top-tier chaos and quality content. Thanks, and let's go. Before we dive into the main content, Wu wants to do a quick recap about the Elementalist. Ever since the Artist class was released, the community has been whispering a pretty savage line. Artist is the golden child, and Elementalist, the forgotten stepchild. So, why the shade? Well, because Elementalist really is on the weaker side. He doesn't have the strong crowd control of the Virtuoso, he doesn't dish out crazy damage like the Artist, he's not tanky like the Knight, doesn't summon an army like the Shaman, and definitely can't burst down enemies in one flashy combo like the Blade Master. Back when he first came out, his only real highlight was MP. But in the early stages of the game, MP isn't exactly a game changer. Still, that's okay. Games are meant to have challenges, right? Now, let's team up with Wu and explore the base stats, attributes, and build direction of the Elementalist. Elementalist base, stats and attribute overview. Let's join Wu in taking a look at the Elementalist starting stats, just to see if he really is the neglected stepchild, or if he's just waiting for his breakout moment. A. Starting stats, level 1. Magic attack, 48 to 112, HP 60, MP 80. Physical defense, 30, magic defense. At level 1, Elementalist comes with a stat line that's seriously fragile. Not only does he have the lowest HP in the game, but his defense doesn't do him any favors either. But don't give up just yet. Let's break down each stat to see why Elementalist still has his own appeal. Magic attack is actually decent, ranging from 48 to 112. It's slightly better than what you get with Virtuoso, Apothecary, or Butterfly Mage, but still far behind Artist. The undisputed king of magic damage. That means Elementalist isn't a total deadweight, but he's also not a pure damage monster. So if you want to make his damage work, you'll need to build him right. HP at 60. Yeah, let's be honest. A strong breeze could knock him out. Compared to Knight, 150, or Warrior, 125, Elementalist is basically a sheet of paper in a storm. If you run into combat without a plan, chances are high you'll be the first one down in your team. MP at 80 is one of the few bright spots. Starting with high energy lets you cast more skills early on without running out too quickly. But the question is, how useful is that in the early game? If you don't have strong skills to take advantage of it, then high MP is just a nice number. Physical defense and magic defense at 30. Sorry to say, this is the lowest in the game. Even Shaman, 35, and Artificer, 45, are tankier than Elementalist. This makes him an easy target for anyone looking to score a quick takedown. To sum it up, Elementalist is one of the weakest classes in terms of defense and HP, but he makes up for it with solid magic attack and a large MP pool. This makes him a very challenging mage. If you know how to make use of his magic damage and keep a safe position, you can become a serious damage dealer. But if you mess up, a single critical hit is all it takes to get wiped out instantly. Elementalist character stats: damage type, magic attack range, long range strengths, decent mobility, good single target damage, strong area damage. Weaknesses: weak crowd control, low survivability, moderate difficulty. Next, let's take a closer look at the Elementalist's stats. When you choose Elementalist, you're stepping into the shoes of a mage with high magic damage, but one that's also incredibly fragile. Compared to other classes, Elementalist stands out with a few key traits. Difficulty. He's not super hard to play, but he's not easy either. You'll need solid positioning skills to avoid getting jumped on. Survivability. Easily one of the squishiest classes. If an enemy gets close, your chances of surviving are almost none. Mobility. Not bad. He has a few movement skills that help you reposition. Still, you'll need to keep your distance and avoid getting caught. Crowd control. Even though he's a mage, his crowd control is quite limited compared to classes like Virtuoso or Blade Master. Area damage. This is where he really shines. Elementalist can dish out massive AoE damage. Perfect for large team fights. Single target damage. He's not as strong as Artist or Ranger when focusing down one target, but he can still apply pressure during combat. All in all, Elementalist is a solid pick if you enjoy playing long-range mages who specialize in AoE damage. But with his low survivability, you need to be especially careful against enemies who can close in fast. One small mistake is all it takes for him to go down. Awu's tip for new players. If you're playing Elementalist, always stay in a safe position. Use the terrain and your range to your advantage. Don't just spam your skills. Pick your targets wisely and manage your mana well. Avoid charging into the front lines. Always watch out for enemies like Blade Master or Shaman who can close the gap quickly. And most importantly, don't get too greedy for damage and forget that one slip-up could get you knocked out in an instant. Elementalist Playstyle Guide. After looking into the basic stats and comparing Elementalist with other classes, it's time to figure out the best way to play him. The most effective build is using a single-handed weapon, focusing on the fire element and stacking full intelligence. This setup gives Elementalist strong damage while also making him sturdier than usual. Single-handed weapon. This lets you equip a bracer, which boosts defense and helps reduce the paper-thin HP issue. It's a key choice that lets Elementalist survive longer during fights. Fire element. This is your main source of damage and can be combined with lightning to boost your output. Fire not only deals great damage, but also has very few natural counters, helping Elementalist stay consistently strong. Stacking or re-rolling intelligence. This significantly boosts magic damage while also improving defense a bit, making Elementalist less fragile in longer battles. Pros and cons of this build. Pros. High damage, especially when paired with fire, making Elementalist a strong DPS in large-scale fights. Better defense and HP, improving both attack and survivability. Fire has fewer counters, so you don't have to worry much about being shut down by other elements. Cons. Easily crowd-controlled due to low dodge and control resistance. That said, Elementalist has a skill and talent that can help with this, though they require specific conditions to activate. Takes skill to build gear properly. Not everyone can fully bring out Elementalist's potential with this setup. Hard to play if you're on a budget. Without the right resources to build proper gear, Elementalist struggles to show his true strength. In short, Elementalist isn't for players looking for an easy or safe playstyle. If you're not experienced or genuinely passionate about the class, it's better to pick something else. But if you're determined to commit, once you get through the tough early game and gather the right gear, Elementalist can become incredibly powerful. At that point, while other classes have to deal with natural counters, Elementalist becomes an exception. From the beginning, most players tend to overlook him and don't bother building counters. By the time they realize how strong he really is, it's too late. No element can fully shut him down, and no one has the gear ready to counter him. That's when Elementalist becomes a force of his own, carving his own path among the 13 classes, confidently dominating the battlefield without fear of anyone. So, we've just explored the basic stats and playstyle direction for the Elementalist, haven't we? Hopefully all of this gave you a better understanding of the class, and helped you decide if it's the right path for you. In the next video, Awu will walk you through a detailed guide on how to build the Elementalist the right way. So even if you're totally new or haven't touched this class before, you'll be able to enjoy its full potential, and maybe even leave everyone amazed. Alright, that's it for now. See you in the next clip, Ghostmates.